The blizzard roared like a living beast, howling with violent rage as it swallowed the forest whole. Snow lashed through the trees, erasing sound, sight, and direction. But U.S. Marine Staff Sergeant Cole Walker kept moving, scanning the storm with trained eyes. Fresh footprints. Not one set, but 2.1 dragging, one limping. Cole was seconds away from turning back when something caught his eye. A strip of blue fabric, flapping violently in the wind. Cole followed it and froze. He tracked the trail until his flashlight landed on something that twisted his stomach. A female police officer was tied between two trees, her wrists bound, face battered, her uniform half buried in snow. She wasn't unconscious. Her eyes were open, filled with pain and fear. Just a few feet away, her canine partner, a German shepherd, was also tied up, struggling to stay upright in the brutal cold. Cole sprinted forward, cutting them both free. The officer collapsed into his arms, trembling uncontrollably. But the moment her eyes focused on his face, her lips began to shake. She whispered words that made his blood turn to ice. "You need to leave now, before they come back." Her breath hitched as she forced out one final warning. "They're still here, watching us. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel." The blizzard hammered the mountainside with a force that felt almost personal, but Staff Sergeant Cole Walker pushed through it with the steady determination of a Marine who had survived worse. Snow whipped across his face in violent sheets, stinging like shards of ice. His radio had gone silent 20 minutes ago. No signal, no backup, no contact. Just the storm. And his instincts. Cole adjusted the strap of his pack and scanned the treeline. Something was wrong. It wasn't the cold or the silence. It was the feeling in his gut, the one that had kept him alive more times than he could count. The storm had erased most tracks, but not all of them. That's when he saw them. Footprints. Fresh, uneven, scattered like someone had been stumbling for their life. One set dragged heavily through the snow. The other set smaller, lighter, but frantic. A struggle. A chase. Something terrible. Cole crouched, brushing snow away with his glove. Blood. Tiny drops frozen into the white surface, trailing deeper into the woods. His chest tightened. Someone was hurt. Bad. Without hesitation, he followed the trail, each step sinking deeper into the storm's fury. The wind roared, the trees groaned, but he kept moving, because whatever happened out here wasn't over. And someone still needed saving. Cole pushed through a dense cluster of pines, the branches scratching against his gear as the storm roared overhead. The footprints he followed suddenly stopped, replaced by deep drag marks in the snow. His heartbeat quickened. Someone hadn't been walking. Someone had been pulled. He swept his flashlight across the clearing, and the beam froze on a sight that punched the breath out of him. A female police officer hung limply from a rope tied between two trees, her wrists bound behind her back, a strip of tape across her mouth. Snow coated her jacket, clinging to the dark blood blooming across her chest. She was swaying slightly in the wind, barely conscious, and just a few feet away, a German shepherd, wearing a police K9 vest, tied to a separate rope. His side was slashed, matted with blood. The dog trembled from the cold, but raised his head the moment he saw Cole, letting out a weak, determined growl. He was hurt, but he was still protecting her. "Easy. I'm here to help," Cole whispered, knife already in hand. That he cut the officer down first, catching her before she collapsed. Her breath rattled, fogging weakly in the cold. "Don't call anyone," she choked out as he removed the gag. "They'll hear you. They'll come back." Her eyes were wild with fear, and Cole realized this nightmare had only begun. Cole carried Officer Jenna Brooks toward a patch of trees where the wind wasn't as brutal. Titan limped beside them, refusing to let his handler out of his sight. Cole lowered her carefully against a thick pine trunk. Her breaths came fast and shallow, each one strained with pain and fear. "Stay with me," Cole said, checking her pulse. "Tell me what happened." Jenna swallowed hard, eyes darting to the shadows as if expecting monsters to step out at any second. They weren't supposed to find us," she whispered. "I wasn't supposed to see anything." Cole leaned closer. "See what?" She winced, clutching her ribs. "Weapons. Military grade. Hidden in forest drop sites. Titan tracked one by accident during a routine patrol. He alerted, like he always does. She glanced at Titan, tears filling her eyes. They were watching the drop. They grabbed us before I could call it in. Cole's jaw tightened. Contractors? Jenna nodded. Ex-military. Organized. They kept talking about an FBI leak. Someone who knew too much. Someone they planned to eliminate tonight. A cold shock ran through Cole's chest. These weren't just criminals. These were professionals, trained and dangerous. And they think you're dead? Cole asked. Yes. Jenna whispered. And if they realize I'm not? A branch cracked in the distance. Jenna froze. Titan's ears shot up, a low growl rumbling from his chest. They're coming back, she breathed. And Cole knew one thing for certain. This storm wasn't hiding them. It was trapping them. Cole's breath frosted in the air as he lifted Jenna into his arms again, Titan staggering beside them with fierce determination. The wind screamed through the trees, drowning almost everything, except the one sound that made Cole's instincts ignite. Footsteps. Slow. Careful. Getting closer. They found our trail, Cole whispered. We need cover. Titan suddenly barked, a sharp, warning cry, and limped toward a fallen log wedged against a rock wall. A narrow space beneath it opened to a hidden slope leading deeper into the woods. Cole didn't question it. Titan's instincts were worth more than any map. Go, boy. Let us, Cole urged. They followed the dog down the slope into a hollow sheltered by boulders. Cole lowered Jenna behind a natural barricade of stone and branches. Her breath trembled. Cole, if they catch us, they'll kill Titan first. Not tonight, Cole said, gripping her shoulder. Not while I'm here. Voices drifted through the storm. Two men arguing, flashlights cutting erratic paths through the snow. He should have died hanging. Check the tree line again. We need the dog's vest. There's data in it. Cole's eyes snapped to Titan. Data? What data? No time to ask. One attacker moved toward their hiding place. Cole's jaw set like iron. He drew his knife. Muscles coiled that if they wanted to finish the job, they were about to learn what a U.S. Marine was capable of. Snow blasted sideways across the hollow, turning everything into a blur of white and shadow. Cole positioned himself in front of Jenna, muscles taut, eyes locked on the two figures emerging through the storm. Titan hobbled beside him, teeth bared despite the blood dripping from his wound. The first attacker spotted movement and raised his rifle. Cole reacted instantly, shoving Jenna flat behind the boulder and diving to the side as a burst of gunfire tore through the snow. Titan unleashed a ferocious bark, throwing his injured body forward, drawing the shooter's aim for a split second. Just enough? Cole seized the moment. He lunged from behind the boulder, tackling the rifleman into the snow. The man swung wildly, but Cole slammed an elbow into his jaw, disarming him before he could fire again. The second attacker charged toward Jenna's hiding place, but Titan, running on pure instinct and loyalty, launched himself at the man's legs. The impact knocked the attacker off balance, sending him crashing into a fallen branch. Cole swept in, pinning him with military precision. The storm howled around them, drowning the attacker's shouts as they fell still. Cole dropped to his knees beside Titan, pulling the dog close. You're a warrior, he whispered. Titan's tail thumped weakly against the snow. A silent promise he wasn't done fighting yet. The storm began to ease just as the distant thump of rotor blades rolled through the valley. Cole looked up, relief washing through him. Titan lifted his head too, ears twitching, as a black FBI helicopter descended through the clearing. Snow swirled around the landing skids as agents spilled out, weapons drawn until they saw Cole waving them in. Officer down. K9 injured. He shouted. Agents rushed forward. Within seconds, medics stabilized Jenna, wrapping thermal blankets around her and checking Titan's pulse as the injured dog struggled to sit up. Easy boy, one medic murmured. You made it. Jenna's voice cracked as they lifted her onto a stretcher. Cole, thank you. You saved us. But an FBI supervisor stepped closer, eyeing Titan's shredded vest. This K9 wasn't just tracking smugglers. His vest contains encrypted microdata, proof of military-grade weapons being sold through rogue contractors. Cole frowned. So Titan found the evidence. The agent nodded. He uncovered the whole operation. And you protected it. Titan nudged Cole's hand, eyes tired but glowing with trust. The FBI supervisor glanced between them. We could use a Marine like you in our K9 tactical division. Think about it. Cole looked at Jenna. Then it tightened. For the first time in years, he felt something shift inside him, a purpose returning. The storm had taken many things tonight, but it had given him something back too.